What's up, y'all? It's time for Top of the Morning. We're live at the Marketplace Restaurant. Go ahead, give it a like, share, subscribe, follow. It's time for Top of the Morning. Let's go.
NASCAR. Do you like a Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative podcast.
Are you repulsed by the idea of drag queen story time at your local library, but enjoy Carol Baskin TikTok memes? Then you would enjoy the Urban Conservative. Do you want to slap your boss and then go home and make yourself some golden brown pancakes covered in butter and freshly made warm boysenberry syrup? Then you'll love the Urban Conservative. If you're a little over Cardi B and you're repulsed by the thought of hog maw, check out the Urban Conservative. You ready? If you think the earth is flat and always on that weird side of YouTube, check out the Urban Conservative. They'll set you straight.
If you're in a chasing dopey and you love South Fishing Festival, check out the Urban Conservative.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's time for Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative. Yours truly, Abdul Ali, rocking with you here on the Urban Conservative. If this is your first time rocking with us, our mission is to share conservative values and principles and the benefits of conservative policies to urban communities across this great, wonderful, amazing, blessed nation of ours. Again, tuconservative.com is the website to make sure you support our mission here. You can get an ad, you can help us, buy us a cup of coffee, all that good stuff right at tuconservative.com. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting. We are live in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We are at one of my favorite places when I come to Pinehurst. We're going to talk about that sandwich in a minute. We're going to talk about the reason why this is one of my favorite places. But folks, we've got my good friend Luke Black, owner of the Marketplace Restaurant, with us here on Top of the Morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Abdul. Appreciate
How are
you having
you?
me on, man. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you. Well, look, I'm coffeeed up, just so y'all know. Mug shot for the morning, plain white mug, nothing fancy, cream and sugar. But listen, the reason we're here live in Pinehurst, I thought it would be a great idea to have Luke on to talk about post-election. We're past the election cycle, and now it's time, I think, for people to start coming together. And that's one of the things I saw you were interested in, was how do you bring people together?
Yeah.
I think part of that might be because you're a restaurant guy and people on both sides of the aisle come to your restaurant.
They want to eat, yeah.
So the folks have a little bit of a backdrop, right? How did you even get involved in the restaurant business? Take this beautiful place over. Let's start there.
Well, I have to pay tribute to my mom. So she had it for 19 years. She worked 13 years as a waitress, worked her way up. The owner asked her point blank, "You want to buy a restaurant?" She bought it. She owned it. She ran it for 19 years. I bought it January of 2020, right before the pandemic happened, and grew our business 40% that year. And here we are.
Nice.
So bringing people around food and different people. Everybody gets hungry. Everybody's money is green too. So
that part. So one of the interesting things that I noticed about your restaurant is that during that whole 2020 cycle, I noticed you had a lot of Trump stuff. You were a very pro-Trump guy. And one of the things you said is even Democrats come here and eat. regardless of what do you, well, I know what I chalk that up to. That Southern Reuben is what I chalk that up to. But what do you really chalk that up to? The fact that people were willing to come and support your business, even though they may not agree with you politically. What do you think that was or is?
And surely not everybody, right? That's everywhere. That's a national thing, right? Like everybody's not going to agree, but when people can come around good food and good hospitality and customer service, and you have some people that don't agree and, they come at me sideways or something like that. And we stand up for what we believe in. And most people respect that on both sides.
Right.
Some people don't, and that's kind of why we're doing what we're doing. I'm on here with you. We did coffee and conversations this morning with people and bringing both sides together and let people speak their minds and speak their opinions. And that's what makes America, America.
Indeed.
It's the United States of America. So people have their right to believe what they believe. And I can disagree with them and still serve them food or disagree with them and still listen to their opinion, and they can listen to mine, and we can agree to disagree and keep on moving. So.
I think one thing if come to agree on is that a Southern Reuben is one of the best sandwiches you could ever have. So I want to back up a little bit.
This is a shameless plug too. He's not getting paid to say that.
No, I'm not getting paid to say that. One of the cool things though is you're a business owner. You're aware of what's happening politically. Yeah. Is it hyperbole? Is it hyperbolic to say that things have been rough under the Biden administration the last 4 years? Is 100%. That it? So talk a little bit about what that experience over this last administration has been like for you as a business owner.
Well, during the pandemic and now, just in the pandemic in an 8-week span, we went through 28 employees, right? So between free money and handouts and people not wanting to work because they're getting that, and then minimum people want $15 an hour, right? Because nationally that was kind of the minimum wage, and not necessarily here, but when they're getting free handouts and getting to that kind of thing, then $15 an hour, and they that kills a business.
Sure.
And keeping staff like that, trying to pay them, it was rough. We did it for a year, and that was one of the worst years we've had was last year. Staffing wise, right? So always busy, always have the good customers we've had for 45 years, 46 starting in January. And, we just keep doing whatever. Consistency is key.
Sure.
So, and we're not just a sandwich, that's our slogan. And we believe that. So we're more than just a sandwich as far as it's not just bread and meat, right? It's you're getting the whole experience. So
it is good bread and meat, folks. I will say that. So the price of bread costs more. The price of eggs costs. Everything's costed more over this last 4 years.
A lot more.
Is that something? Do you see that getting better now? And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, did you have as a business owner kind of that hope that Trump would win so that we could start reining some of this stuff in?
Yeah. He reins it in. He brings it back down to he's a business owner. Running $1 billion empire, and he knows money comes in and money goes out. That's a business. That's what the country is. The country is a business.
Sure.
We need a business person running the country, and when money comes in and money goes out, it's really simple math, right? So,
right.
And when Biden cut the Keystone Pipeline off, first day in office, everything skyrocketed because the products have to get to you, and those aren't electric trucks. They're run on fuel. So
I try to tell people that, like, look, and you wouldn't want an electric truck trying to move.
Charge every 5 minutes.
Oh man, not good at all.
Yeah. So that it's a domino effect, right?
Sure.
So and then you have to raise your prices, and people aren't making any more money. So, but we have to stay in business and make money. So we had to raise our prices. We had to go with the market.
Sure.
And as Trump brings things down, I'm a firm believer that yes, I raise my prices to go with the market, but I'll bring them back down to go with the market to keep my customers. I'm not going to gouge people. So
you mean you're a conservative and you won't price gouge people? Listen to that.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Luke Black from the Marketplace Restaurant. We're live in Pinehurst, North Carolina. We're going to take a very, very quick commercial break and come right back here on Top of the Morning. Y'all don't go nowhere.
This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, folks, we're back live here on Top of the Morning on the Urban Conservative. We're talking with Luke Black, owner of the Marketplace Restaurant here in one of my favorite places in North Carolina, Pinehurst. You can see the information on the bottom of your screen, address and all. If you happen to be in the Moore County area before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this is the best place to grab you some breakfast or lunch. I'm a fan of the Southern Reuben sandwich. I'm going to plug that sandwich here as much as I possibly can. So this idea around coffee and conversations, around bringing people together. They say food is the fastest way to a man's heart. I think that's for all people. You can break bread with people and really get to know them.
Yep.
Why do you think it's important for us to kind of pull Democrats, Republicans together and have this dialogue about, and I'm going to shudder to say this, how we feel about how the election went?
The best way I can answer that is, everybody's living in the same, we're living in the same country. So everybody has the same things. Everybody goes to work every day. Most people go to work every day.
A lot of people go to work.
Most people go to work every day. There are tons of business owners. There's tons of people working. They're making money. They're trying to live, and you can't live when things cost more. You're not making any more money, So we all have to deal with the same issues, and the last 4 years didn't cut it. I don't care who you are. You can't say that it was that you had the same amount of money you had 2016 through 2020.
Fair.
Anybody that says that is wrong.
Sure.
So bringing those people together and unifying them over a meal or over coffee and conversations, free coffee, and hearing those people, we're going to have more similarities than differences, right? No matter who you voted for, no matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, black, white, Hispanic, purple, brown, or yellow. You're dealing with the same issues, and there's only one solution: better economy.
Facts. I think one of the things that I've seen as I had the opportunity to campaign and get out there and be a part of campaigning is that was the easiest way for me to reach out to people, is when they were out having a beer or a burger.
Being humans.
To have a conversation with them. What's been the environment here in Moore County? Because what I found out is Moore County's kind of like everywhere. It's like a good guinea pig for what's going on. So what's the vibe been like post-election here in Moore County?
Man, people are happy. People are, food tastes better, coffee tastes better. And so the food tastes better, we're busier, so that's great. And, people are just happier. They're happy that people are spending money. You go to the grocery store and little things, right? Like, they're not even in office yet, but produce looks better. Me and my wife were at the grocery store yesterday, a few days ago, and we were talking about it. We're like, man, these groceries look better. There's sales on stuff's, gas prices are going to come down.
Sure.
So therefore, when the gas prices go down, everything else goes down.
Right.
Because when it doesn't cost as much to get the products there, unless they're price gouging, they can't charge you as much.
Fair.
So that's all you need.
That's it.
And when people make more money, they're happier.
So we've talked about this on this platform about how once you bring down the cost of fuel, the cost of food, the cost of housing, the cost of everything will go down. And we're glad to hear that directly from a business owner that is how things are going to impact you. So one of the biggest things I think is important, and I kind of want to get your take on this, is that there seems to be a lot of vitriol around the Trump winning and people saying things like, you can't go spend Thanksgiving with your family members if they voted for Trump. Like,
yeah,
what's your take on it? Like,
it's crazy. It's wild, man. Like give it time. Give it 6 months after January of him being in office, and tell me you're not happier with the paycheck and the tax cuts that Elon, who's going to come in and says he's going to cut $2 trillion. I think he's going to cut closer to 10 out of the budget. He's running, that's what he did with Twitter.
Hey, look, and it runs more efficiently. And look, I think people don't realize $35+ trillion in debt this country is, and that debt counter doesn't stop.
Cut 10 out of that, and you're already in a better. You cut 1 out of that.
Anything. I just saw, we covered last night on a podcast, $824 billion budget for the Pentagon, and they failed their 7th audit, right? Like, could you imagine you failing an audit?
We can't fail an audit. We can't, you have a limit on a credit card or on anything. You have a limit on spending. You have, if you write a check and it bounces, we don't get to print more money.
No.
So we need to keep more of our money to be able to stay in business and support other local businesses. That's the biggest thing, right? Like, I'm a big support local. Everywhere we go, if we go to the mountains, if we go on vacation, if we go to anywhere, we go to local places, we support that and put that back into that economy, and that's the biggest thing,
Right.
especially with the holidays coming, right?
So we have from fairly frequently, we have people on the other side of the aisle that, Democrats and unaffiliated folks that watch our show, and sometimes they come in just to disagree. You know how that goes.
Yep.
But what do you say as somebody that's conservative minded to that Democrat, to that person that thinks that you and them will never be able to get along, you'll never be able to have a cordial conversation? What do you say to that Moore County Democrat right now that thinks doom and gloom, negativity because Trump won? What's your message going out to those folks?
Get out from behind the computer screen, get out from behind the keyboard, get out from behind the phone, and come have that conversation. Come find out how much more we have in common than how much we have then we're different, right? So you can doom and gloom and say all the things and say we're a certain type of way because we're conservative or stand up for what we believe in. But if people come at you, you have to stand up for what you believe in. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So I think there's a lot more similarities between Democrats, Republicans, black and white, any race, any gender, whatever, right? Men and women are the only two genders. But we won't go. That's a different subject.
God, please, no. How many are there?
We won't even go there. But I'm just saying, they come in here and get out from behind the screen is the biggest thing I could say. Get out from behind the keyboard and just have conversations, eat food, talk with people, and leave politics out of it and leave it to humanity, right? Like we're all humans and we're all part of the United States of America. So there's a lot more of that out there than people are leading on. The mainstream media, Fox, CNN, no matter who it is, they're putting in. Name one positive thing on the news. There's a lot more right now, I can tell you that, than the last 4 years. So
I am a big fan of what is happening to MSNBC and to see their ratings plummeting the way they are. And one of the things I've told people, Luke, is that the mainstream media, this was, I think, the death knell this election cycle. People are tired of being gaslit on both sides. I think even Democrats are like, wait a minute, this guy is not what y'all said he was. And I've watched a lot of content where people, especially on the left, have gone to actually see. He didn't say there were good white supremacists. He said to go march peacefully and so I think that you're right. I think we're starting to see that. Folks, I think one of the things on the tail end, one of the things I wanted to kind of pull out of this conversation with you is that good food is a great way to pull people together. So I wanted you to take a minute and tell people about this Southern Reuben sandwich so that they can drive their tails on over here.
Yep.
I don't even want to ruin it. You tell them what's on this sandwich. It's amazing.
So we serve everything on toasted croissants, and it's homemade marketplace mustard, thin sliced turkey, homemade green tomato chutney, Swiss cheese, and it's topped with Thousand Island, and it's the best. You got to come try it. And if you can't come together over good food, and like I said, leave politics out of it.
Yeah.
Just come eat, talk to people, and I promise you'll have more in common than you don't.
Exactly. You heard it. You heard it from Luke Black, owner of the Marketplace Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about how you pull people together. One of the best ways to do that is to come down to the Marketplace Restaurant here in Pinehurst. Get yourself a sandwich. I'm going to tell you to grab a Southern Reuben if you don't mind. They've got a thousand other things. Yeah. I mean, great stuff, but that's, I'm a creature of habit. But ladies and gentlemen, you've been rocking with Top of the Morning here on the Urban Conservative special show live from Pinehurst, North Carolina, here at the Marketplace Restaurant. Make sure you give us a like, share, follow, subscribe. tuconservative.com is the website. I didn't tell you I was going to do this because you didn't know I was going to do this, but this is your first time on the podcast in the morning. So you've got to go through a lightning round in order to earn your full screen plug. Yeah, social media managers like, we didn't say we're going to do that. All right, you ready? You ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Subway or Jason's Deli?
Jason's Deli.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't take you as a Jason's Deli guy.
Subway's trash.
Okay. KFC or Popeyes?
KFC.
I'm blown.
Depending on what we're ordering. What do we order? We order sides
chicken,
or chicken?
Just chicken. You
okay,
Popeyes.
Chicken.
Okay, Popeye. All right, I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay, Domino's or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Okay. Papa John's or Pizza Hut?
Papa John's.
Okay. All right. I feel like that's
right
choice.
Here, though, right? And if you know Papa John, he thinks the way we do.
I know it. I got you.
Of course, he doesn't own it anymore, but still.
I know. He's still. I mean, all right. Here's my thing with Papa John's, right? Like, here's my thing. They put way too much cheese on a pizza. Like,
Yeah.
it's way too. I mean, there's some.
Not anymore.
I mean, not
he came
anymore.
out about that. He was like,
Not-
they're ruining it.
They're ruining it.
He's got to
Okay.
get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what happened with the seafood restaurant with Red Lobster. Like
Yeah.
the endless shrimp killed them.
yeah.
They killed them. I know we went like
It's
40,000
kind of like
times.
the federal government. Endless money killed it.
Can't print more shrimp. There you go. Last but certainly not least, Starbucks or any other local place.
Any other local place.
Hi.
100%.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, lightning round, which means Luke gets to plug the marketplace. The floor is yours.
All right. The website is themprestaurant.com. Instagram is @_the marketplace. Give a like, share, follow. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms that you can find us on.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been top of the morning. I'm Abdul Ali. That's Luke Black, owner of the Marketplace Restaurant. We'll catch y'all live and direct tomorrow morning for top of the morning here on the Urban Conservative. Peace and love, y'all.
NASCAR. Do you like a Tribe Called Quest?